Damn, Ingenious made the beat. Yo, welcome to another episode of the Coach Life Podcast Radio. I am, of course, your host, the Prince of Positivity, Coach Steve. Join with me, as always, my co-pilot, the Dime Dropper, Coach Luna. How we doing, Brody?
Doing good, man. Blessed to have another pod. Blessed to have one of the individuals that has a very quite interesting journey. A man of many hats, and some people say if you juggle many hats, there's not a way that you could be a master at none of them. But this guy has found a way to be performing at a very high level with many different areas. My brother T. White, Coach White, how you doing, man?
Man, what's good, big dog, man? I'm doing well. I appreciate y'all having me on. How y'all doing?
Oh man, blessed.
Fantastic. Man, we are extremely blessed, like Coach Luna said, to have you on the pod. Um, this is going to be a very interesting pod because, again, like Coach Luna already alluded to, you have your hands in a lot of different pots, bro.
Absolutely.
I've done some research. You got a lot of stuff cooking right now, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a blessing, man. It's all a blessing.
So take us first before we go into the Coach Tyler's, Coach White's. Which would you prefer, Coach Tyler or Coach White?
Coach White. Yeah,
Coach
you can
White.
be Coach
Before
White.
we
Yes, sir.
go, before we go into it, before we jump all the way into it, we got a quick little new segment that we got to ask. We want the people to know kind of a little bit of Coach White, who you are, a little bit about your personality, right? So
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
give you the fast five right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw you 5 questions. You give us your answers as quickly as you possibly can. Okay.
Okay. For sure.
Favorite cartoon to watch when you were a kid and now?
SpongeBob when I was a kid. Now, since I have a kid, man, Bluey is the favorite. I gotta watch
Oh,
Bluey.
love Bluey. That is
Kids,
amazing.
kids have you stuck on it, man. I know every episode by heart. I could just easy off the head.
You can see all of them.
Everything, every movement. I remember it all. I'm like, oh, here go that episode again.
The question is, bro, can you do the dance? Can you do the dad dance?
Oh, nah. I'm not about to break out and dance anywhere that is it Bluey or is it the sister told him to break out and dance? Nah, I can't do it,
Not doing
man.
it.
Nah.
Awesome. When we are not working our many jobs, what is something that we like to do in our spare time?
Spend time with my family, my son and my girl. I think it's important, man. Just spend that quality time.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Could not agree more. Could not agree more.
Yes, sir.
You have a one-way ticket to any destination in the world. Where are you visiting?
I'm going to Bali.
We're going to Bali.
We're going to Bali.
Have we been to Bali already?
Not yet, but it's on the bucket list coming soon. I hear too many great things about it. It's beautiful. The research I've done is beautiful. And I'm a sucker for beautiful scenery, dog. So yeah, for sure.
Oh,
But
awesome. You could wear one outfit, one style of outfit for the rest of your life moving forward, fully paid for. What would it be?
white tee and joggers.
White tee and joggers.
White tee and
Comfortable.
joggers, man. I'm comfortable. I'm chilling. Yeah, we good.
See, he gives a new name to the casual one. You might have to start. See, I'm gonna I have to make sure I trademark that before you trademark it.
Yeah. The casual one. I like it. I like it.
What
With my
brand
Crocs though, I forgot. With the Crocs.
with Crocs?
With
Okay, so now
Crocs.
you just eliminated my
Certified
last
cover.
question. He right certified comfort because you eliminated my last question was pair of shoes. You can what's your favorite pair of shoes right now? I'm
Crocs.
assuming it's Crocs.
I wear them every day. Just warm today, man. As I'm cleaning out the house, in my Crocs, man.
I
Yo,
feel you.
slip them
Comfort,
on. I'm out the door. Yo,
comfort at peak level.
absolutely. Yo, you got to work on all ends, man.
I appreciate you, Coach White. Thank you for knocking out our fast five.
No
Um,
problem.
let's jump into early years, getting into our football days because we played at Utah, correct?
Yeah. I spent a couple of years at Utah. Yeah.
Fantastic. We finish our career at Utah? We made a
We
transition,
actually got
right?
kicked out of Utah, man. Like I said, young days, not being a person I needed to be, wasn't focused when I needed to be focused. Those coaches up there, I would never take anything from them. They gave me every opportunity to be great. They put me in the right places to win. You know, they gave me the right opportunities. And in some cases, I did win. I went up there with nothing and ended up earning a scholarship there. Just because a lot of things played out with my scholarship situation coming out of high school. Um, Previous school I was going to go to, committed to. They got him on NCAA violations for texting me off of his registered phone. Yeah, this is back when the rules is nothing like they are today.
Way different. Way different back in the day.
Way different. So when that happened, they wanted to bring me in as a gray shirt. And I was like, "What is a gray shirt?" And they was just like, "Oh yeah, you just come in the next semester." And I'm just like, "Nah, I'm trying to go to college now." Like I was already ready to go to college in January because I had all my credits. So my last year in high school, I mean, my last semester in high school was a breeze. I didn't do nothing. All I went to was elective courses, and I was walking around the school all day. But
7 periods of gym.
basically, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? If I get an F, I'm still graduate. So it is what it is, man. But so yeah, I went to Utah. They gave me every opportunity, put me in position to win. I was winning, earned a scholarship after one semester in school up there. Um, they loved me. I was slated to start coming out of the spring, tore my PCL, fall camp, everything went downhill after that. I kind of just, man, everything, getting depressed, um, just kind of in my head about a lot of things. Lost a couple people here in Houston. And yeah, I'm thousands of miles away, man. So, uh, it was an experience. I needed it. It made me grow up, made me be a man, made me understand the things that I should appreciate that are right there in front of me. Um, and yeah, just going into that season, I wasn't who I was, who I knew I was. I sparingly played after I missed. I think it was 8 games. I played the last 4 games of my redshirt freshman year. Did well against Washington State.
Yes, you
Um,
did. I saw some stats. Yes, you did.
okay, yeah. So yeah, it was a cool game. Um, but yeah, I just wish I could have contributed more. And then when I went into the next spring. Things were well, was looking up, and that summer ended up knocking out my teammate. Had some things going on in the spring too. So yeah, that was my time in Utah. But when I first came into Utah, I failed like 4 or 5 drug tests. So that kind of put me behind on the 8 ball. I had to still prove myself. I still did it in a semester. I was kind of in the in what they call a program. So I was getting drug tested every month, every time we had the drug test. And that next season, so I had a full year of just passing drug tests. And that season that we had, where I kind of only played the last 4 games, that was Utah's worst season in almost 11 years. They've always made a bowl game. They were like 11 and they were no, it was more than 11. It was more than 11 bowl games straight, but they were 10-0 in bowls at that time. And for us not to even make a ball game, it kind of it created a lot of discomfort up there in Utah.
Mhm.
The coaches when they're uncomfortable, who are they gonna put the pressure on? They're gonna put the pressure on.
Absolutely.
They're gonna put the pressure on the athletes. So when we came back from, because we had an early Christmas break, we ain't had no bowl game to attend to. So when we came back from Christmas break, we all got hit with a surprise drug test, whole team, in the first meeting.
Mm.
So I'm coming off of coming home, and yeah, I failed that one. And then that semester was just like a up and down, up and down. I really couldn't even get my feel. Coaches really didn't trust me at that point because if you're doing stuff off the field, they just don't trust you on the field. I
Right.
ended up failing a class. um and then when I knocked my teammate out when we came back for summer, that was it. They was just like, sorry, we love you, but that's it. I still talk to Coach Witt to this day. I text him after every big win. He always texts me back. Thank you, Tyler. So, it's no bad blood up there. Like, it's all love for sure. But You know, I didn't take advantage of the opportunity, to be honest.
I got a question, man. The fact that you are so like, it takes a level of humility to like just say
Mm,
exactly what, expose yourself exactly how you just said. Yeah, I feel about 4 or 5 drug tests. What has gotten you to that? And you said I can go ahead and poke it. What has gotten
No,
you
for
to
sure.
that point? What has gotten you to that point, bro, to where like you're comfortable to express that, knowing that people may look at you like, what? Especially as they get to know who you are and what all the things that you got and
hmm
how you've gotten to where you get to. What has led to that level of humility for you, bro? What were the things that that helped you get to where you are now as far as your mental capacity to expose those type of things?
hmm
For me, it's just my story is my story. It's not gonna change. It's never gonna change for anything. So I rather give the people the real about what really happened. I don't want nobody making up a story for me. And I don't want to make up a story that just sounds good either. I'm gonna give you the raw, real, and uncut about my life. And I lead with that. And I feel like if everybody led with that, the world will be a totally different place. A lot of people are living in a facaded world that takes away the reality of things. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are just um, we just live in this fantasy world, especially when it comes to like social media and things of that nature. So I just always knew that if I be real with the people around me, I could never lose. So I had
hmm
to do a lot of a hard. It's been a lot of hard days. It wasn't easy getting to this point. Like I've had to look myself in the mirror. I've cried a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Just sat in solitude and had to really figure myself out. You know what I'm saying? And where I wanted to go, who I wanted to be, and who I wanted people to see me as. So I took all that to heart. I took all of that pain and that anxiousness, that anger that I felt, and I just put it into bettering myself as a man, and making sure that my story is going to be told on a whole different level. So that's just my driving factor, man, just to be real.
That's you taking ownership. I think that's what the biggest thing is. You taking ownership in a major way that a lot of people have a lot of angst to take that type of ownership because that's admitting my faults. That's admitting that I'm wrong. That's admitting that I'm not where I think I should be, right? Or
Mm,
where, like you said, having that facade outlook on certain things. I want to take it back to like when you made that when you started to make that shift for yourself. A lot of people in that situation, and again, I know Coach Luna has seen a lot of this. I know you have seen a lot of this in your career. I've seen a lot of this. I know Coach Lloyd has seen, Coach Wash has seen a lot of this, where those players that they can't turn it around. They weren't going to turn it around. They from where they from. They got the attitude that they got. They got the mindset that they got,
mhm.
and they ain't gonna turn it around. What was it about what you went through that said, "Yeah, I could go left. This has been the path before, right? Go
Mhm.
left." What was it about this time that was like, or what was the situation that said, "I need to start going right"?
It was just really the trajectory I seen my life going on. Because when that happened, I had also caught um a underage alcohol ticket. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? When I beat up my teammate. And then in that whole process, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, I also caught a possession charge. When I was no longer a part of the team at Utah, I was going into just some dumb shit. And then in the process of me still trying to transition, I went on a visit to Idaho State, and I drove there because it was only like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours from Salt Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And driving there, got another possession charge. So I went through a lot of shit, dog. I'm just gonna be honest. Like half the stuff I've been through just in college alone, the 5 years I was in college, a lot of people don't even see that stress in their life. And when I caught the second one, it was just like, nah, I need to go home. I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm going home. Like I need to be home, bro. Like I cried, nigga. I cried so just much. I couldn't even enjoy the visit. You know, I'm on the visit. I'm just like, man, nigga, I just caught a charge I got to deal with. I'm about to move back home. I'm gonna have to deal with this virtually, just like we're on webcam. I had to deal with a case on webcam, and
Mhm.
so to go through all those things and come back home, and it was just like it was an eye opener. It was just like, dang, bro, like you had the world in your hands. I don't think people understand like how big Utah was. Like that's a powerhouse when it comes to college football.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's been like that for a while. Coach Witt has been there over 12 years. The
Mhm.
same coach. You don't
That's
see that.
unheard of,
You don't see that in college football.
right?
And he's a hometown guy. He's from Utah. And that was a perfect opportunity to become a defensive just beast that I knew I was, but shit, fucked up. Um, so to go through all of that, come back here, have to start from zero, had to come here and be a walk on, and really the only way I even got into U of H because I sent them a bunch of emails. Spavital wasn't hitting me back. Nobody was hitting me back. Like they, you know what I'm saying, it was just like nothing. And luckily, I had Coach Blacklock that was at U of H at the time, and he was my high school coach, so he knew, like, you know what I'm saying, they was getting a dog, and that's exactly what they got. And then shit, I had something else happen at U of H off the field, and coach just couldn't trust me, bro, and I had to work my way back up. Coach Herman coming in was another blessing. I just felt like God was just sending me blessings. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, bro, like here's a fresh start, here's another one, do something right with it. So when I got to Herman, it was just like he told us what was going on. He told us what was happening. You know what I'm saying? He told us he was gonna drug test us. And that was my biggest thing, bro. I just had a problem with smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Like I let
Mhm.
millions of dollars slip through my hand because I wanted to smoke weed. That's how I look at it.
Mhm.
Real talk. And
I'm
Herm
s-
picked me in. I worked my ass off with Herm, and shit. He ended up giving me a scholarship at U of A. So here I am, a walk on, getting earning a scholarship at two different universities. It's unheard of. Nobody has ever done it.
right,
Two big D1s, not no
Two
little.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. So
right.
it's just uh it was in me. I'm from Mo City. You know what I'm saying? Everybody from Mo City, we kind of built different. We come from a line of just hardworking people. You know what I'm saying? It starts with our parents. It starts with the culture of our city, who everybody around. Like when I look at a lot of my friends now from Mo City, like they're all doing great things. They're all, look at Luna. Look at what Luna's doing. And we all grow to be great people. So, yeah, bro. Like, things that have went wrong in my life were my fault. If I'd have listened to my dad when he told me to listen, bro, like we'll probably be having a podcast. I'll be in my mansion right now. We'll be, chopping it up on some other things. And that's just how I look at it. So I got to get back to that. How can I do that? Putting everything into what I got going on right now.
Man, before we this that's a lot, but I want to dissect a little bit of this right now.
Absolutely.
Because before we get into what you got going on right now, I want to first and foremost give you your flowers because me and Coach Luna have been very big on this during the podcast and just in general, making a conscious effort to start giving people their flowers in the moment. We need to give you your flowers right now, sir.
I
The
appreciate
amount of stuff that you've gone through, a lot of people would have just folded. A lot of people would just said, that's just in me. So that's just what it's gonna be, right? You didn't let that dictate the future because I heard something on another podcast that I listened to said the future you is hoping and praying that the current you is putting in the work to get them where they need to get to.
Absolutely.
So let's make this transition.
Let's
Let's
do
talk about what we got cooking right now because I mean you got a lot going right now.
it.
We
Yeah.
got a massive real estate business on our hands right now.
Absolutely.
So can you please tell us how you made that transition to actually get into real estate?
Man, the transition. So if everybody knows, bro, I've had a tech background. Like I've always been tech savvy. Like I used to hack computers in college, all types of shit, dog. Like, hey, my boy say he got a computer, he need me to get into it, he need me to change the password, bro. Hey, I
I
got you,
Look,
got
bro.
you.
hey,
It's gonna
T,
cost you
hey,
a
T
fee,
White,
but I got you.
T White was you break, I fix before you break, I fix. Facts.
Geek
Absolutely.
Squad before Geek Squad.
You got something you need that's electronic.
Ah,
Hey,
don't worry
take it to
about it.
T White. He got you.
You got to
Absolutely.
uncrack crack back BlackBerry? I got you. Don't worry
I
about
got you. Whatever it is, man, I got you. So, coming out of college, that was like my transition. I'm like, man, I love technology. How can I kind of get into the realm? So, I started fixing mobile devices, iPads, cell phones, watches, all types of stuff, bro. And it wasn't really fulfilling. It was cool. Like, I still get to touch on computers a little bit, but I wasn't learning the back office like I love. Like I love coding. I love how to make things work. The things that actually makes all of our technology operate.
it.
And for me, it was just like, man, I want to get into that. And I was like, you know what? I don't even want to spend my mental time wasting too much time going back to school to get an engineering degree or going to a coding school or anything like that. So I was just like, what's the next best thing? And I was like, real estate. And uh, I was, man, it was crazy. I was listening to podcasts 24/7. And the biggest one was Bigger Pockets. I was listening to Bigger Pockets, and then I'll listen to a couple people here and there. But Bigger Pockets is what really got me started. And okay, now I need to start transitioning into the real estate world. And funny story about how I got into real estate. My mom called me one day. Her great aunt passed, and she was just like, "What you doing right now? What's your credit like?" I'm like, "It's this." She was just like, "How much money you got put aside?" I'm like, "Why?" You know what I'm saying? Before I answer that
Mm-hmm.
question, why? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She was just like,
It's like, Ma, you going to jail?
yeah, I was like, hey, what you got coming up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Usually when they ask you how much money you got going on, they want something from it.
Right.
Especially when it comes to parents. Like we all know our parents. And they don't really even necessarily need it. They just want to take it from you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it really is. We know our parents, man. But she was just like, well, I don't know. It just sounds good, but at the end of the day, you're buying this house and that's it. Bye. I'll call you later. No, she was like, I'll call you later with the details. Bye. I'm like, I'm buying a
Thank you.
house.
Thank you, Mama White.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, I'm buying a house. I know nothing about it. It was my great aunts. None of her kids wanted it. None of her grandkids wanted it. So now I'm like, okay, if none of them want it, what the hell going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that this is a real good buy? Like, I gotta see it. So I went and checked it out. Small home, 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Um, it's in the country. It's really on the same street that my entire family used to own at one point in time. My mom, she owns the parcel across the way. It has a mobile home on it right now. You can't live in the mobile home because it's so beat up. So uh, we've been thinking about moving it away, but I went to look at the home, like, okay, it's nice, still working. I'm like, okay, still got running water. Oh, all right. Well, so the electricity good. Okay. I was like, okay. I could do some upgrades here and there, but it was a livable home. They really, you know what I'm saying? There really was nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. I went and seen it. And I was like, so how much you want for it? She said $25,000.
What?
I say, all right, let me. I I played it cool. I was just like, and so it was her 4 daughters that got the home basically that I was selling. So I'm just like, give me some time. Let me think about it. Let me put my negotiator hat on. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna make them sweat a little bit. I think I came back a week later and I was just like, yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. She was like, you want to negotiate? I was like, nah, I'll take it. It's fine. I'll take it off your hands for 25. And we went through the mortgage process and, you know, some things that I can't mention, but let's just say I got 10,000 back after the closing.
There you go. You you
Cash.
you put your negotiating hat on and you negotiated a deal. That's all. You
Cash.
made some things
Exactly.
work. That's
I
all.
ended up getting 10,000 back cash. I only used 6,000 of that to remodel the home. And I had to do everything, man. I had to write up the contract. I had to take it to title. This is before I even had a real estate license. I knew nothing about it. I figured this out on my own, and I went to a title company. It was actually a title company that's in Chinatown. And this little Asian lady, man, she was great. I wish I would have got her name, man. Shout out to her, because she walked me through the entire contract, took the time out her day. And yeah, she helped me draw up the contract. We got it signed. I remodeled the home. Now that home is worth like 110. So it
Talk
was a
about it.
it was a lick, dog. Like I can't even
Man,
say it, like it was a lick. So um shout out to my mom. That's how I got started in the real estate world. She's amazing. Y'all gotta meet Mama White. She that's my heart. I love her to
we
death.
gotta get Mama White on the pod now.
Yeah, yeah,
She,
yeah.
she,
We gotta
the
bring her
real estate
on.
queen got to get on now.
Nah, for sure, man. Like, so yeah, that's how I got started in real estate. And I kind of after I bought that home, I bought it in 2019. And after I bought it, I was BSing because I was like, okay, I'm getting rolling. I got my first one. I'm feeling good. I got money coming in from here, 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 and a third. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good. Got complacent. And man, I ended up almost losing it all, dog. So yeah, I didn't learn what I knew and repeat. I just got comfortable in my job, got comfortable in what I was getting off the side from that, got comfortable in the tech world. And bro, like, yeah, I was one move away from losing it all, and that's exactly what happened. So shit got real. And yeah, yeah. We can go all day, man. If you want me to continue, I will.
No, that we gonna go into a little bit more detail with this because again, you've had to hit the reset button.
Ooh,
A million times.
Damn.
A million times. People don't even know, dog. Like it look good on the outside, but people don't even know. I've hit the reset button 1,000 times in these last couple years, all from decisions that I was making.
how
there's a
easy?
lot of patience that you have to have with yourself for you to
Yes.
even,
Hey,
to,
a
because at
lot
a
of messed
lot,
a lot of messed up
man,
thoughts.
yeah, bro, the amount of thoughts, then you start thinking to yourself, like, man, can I even do right? Like, what is right? You know what I'm saying? I get
Right.
going, and every single time I get to this peak, and I'll do it again, and I
Mhm.
da da da, and I'll do it again.
Absolutely.
But then what's the most beautiful part about all that, bro? I was actually talking to this one of my friends today, is that you have that opportunity to restart.
True.
And you know what I'm saying? And if you from each stumbling block, there should be a lesson that's coming off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure even after you just said like I almost lost that, there was a lesson then that was different from all the other ones. Same results, but different lessons.
True.
What were, what was one of those lessons, especially now that we're into, directly into this segment? What was that lesson that, that led you to now where you can have that retrospect of saying, this is where I messed up, and this is where I pivoted. This is where I hit that reset button and moved on back up.
Be true to yourself. That was the biggest lesson. Be true to yourself. Be true to who you are. Lead with that. Don't try to do too much. Don't get lost in the world. And I spoke about this on my social media before. Like I got lost into worldly things, worldly behaviors, going out, drinking all the time, partying, all that stuff. Like that's worldly stuff. You know what I'm saying? None of that is who we are as a person, our spiritual being and being grounded on the earth. You know what I'm saying? So um that's the biggest lesson was being true to myself. And now I can honestly say like this is the best I've ever felt in my entire life. Like this is the most relaxed I've been, you know what I'm saying, when things come about, when you know what speed bumps might come and they don't do anything to me. Like I just keep riding because the suspension is so good. Like it's so many things that transpire now, and I'm just like, all right, so what's the solution? All right, bet, got the solution. We good. And I don't spend any time with it. I'm happy, you know what I'm saying? I love my family that I'm creating. When it comes to my girl and my son, it's huge to me. I love my family in general, my extended family. We have a real good support system, and bro, I'm happy, bro. It's the happiest I've been ever in my life. And I just had to be true to myself, bro. I had to take that step where it was like, this is not conducive to who I want to be, and this is not right for me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even fulfill me internally. So you got to cut that cancer out, and that's what I had to do.
Takes a lot of guts, yo. It takes a lot of testicular fortitude.
You know what's
Absolutely,
crazy? You said I had to cut the cancer out.
Yes.
I had to identify what was the cancer in me, and I had the cancer last. I've been, I know you probably been seeing, I ain't gonna lie, I've been spamming the hell out of this idea from that book that I've been reading, As a Man Thinketh, bro. The greatest enemy for all of us is right between our ears. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? When you become, it's almost like parasitic. You know what I'm saying? If you let
Hmm.
those habits and you let those, those things that, like you said, those worldly things control you, my God, they will.
Absolutely. Every
They
time.
will absolutely control you.
And you'll be so consumed in it to where you don't even realize, to where you over here trying to get an itch just to go out for what? What is that bringing me? Am I getting any knowledge from this, or am I just going in a club or going in a spot looking dumbfounded, looking at everybody, you know what I'm saying, and drinking? I might socialize a little bit with my partner, but shit, I can't even really have a deep conversation with him because shit, I could barely hear him anyway. So shit, we might see something that's funny and might laugh and shit. We back to sipping a cocktail and looking around a club full of people.
Right.
What does that do for me? Nothing. Shit, I could have been at the crib for those 2 hours learning something. And shit, that's just how I look at it. Like when we celebrate, what are we celebrating? We going out all the time. What do we celebrate? Celebrating spending money? Shit, what money did we make? We ain't made nothing. So that's just my perspective on shit. Like, excuse my French, it's just like shit. I'm gonna keep it G with y'all, bro. If I'm gonna go out and party, I better have made a check. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's
Facts.
it. So
Facts.
that's why I don't go out no more. That's it. And it ain't because the check's not coming in. It's just like I ain't trying to spend the check.
Exactly.
Right?
Now you just understand where your
Priorities are
money
different.
needs to go. That's
Yeah,
all.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so
I
you
know
make
it's
it so
a
easy.
lot, man.
No, you don't know. You have no idea, Coach White. You making this easy on us as hosts because me and Luna, again, I feel like we out of the rookie stage. I think we in the professional realm now.
Yes, sir.
We professionals now. We've interviewed quite a few guests, and you've given us a lot of gold nuggets, a lot of gold nuggets because we've talked about everything that you've talked about, everything that you've gone through. We've talked about in some form of fashion on each and every one of these podcasts on not giving up, having the consistency, being dedicated, looking within first, trusting a process. And I think that's something that I think, man, we probably need to get you back on for trusting the process part two, because you are literally the definition of it. Trusting that, look, things is not where I want them to be. I need to continue to push through. Okay, this road ain't working. Okay, pivot. Let's get on another road. Oh,
Hmm.
okay, pivot. Let's get on another road because this one ain't working now. You've been able to hit this reset button more times than most of us would be able to stand up and keep going. Where was the point where you felt like I don't need to hit is this the point now where you feel like I don't need to hit the reset button, or is that still something there that you kind of have consciously in the back of your mind because of previous situations that probably prepared.
I think he froze. I
Oh,
got you. I got you.
yeah.
So I think where he was about to go was like, uh, when all this has been happening, how did you like? identify that point again. Like he's basically asking, have you gotten to the point mentally where like, do you have to continuously hit the reset button, or have you gotten to the point where it's like mentally you already know how to handle certain situations. You can handle there's certain pitfalls that could happen. You know, where are you now mentally with all this?
For me, it's no more resets. It's no more reset button. It's just like we didn't reset enough. We've been through enough. We felt enough. You know what I'm saying? Pain, drama. We've had our fair share of everything that comes with these resets. So for me, it's more so this is where I'm at now. Real estate is what I want to do. This is where we're headed. We're still going to create other things from this. So I'm full time real estate. That's it. There's no more resets. I've done all the resets I've needed. And I feel like God brought me to that point to where it's like, now you're here. This is I took you all. I took you through all of that. I took you through all the drama, the stress, the ups, the downs, to bring you to your purpose. So now I feel like I'm walking in my purpose. And this is where I'm at, man.
That's good, bro. I've used this analogy before on here, man. It's like the shedding of that snake skin. You know what I'm saying? Like you shed that old skin, and and especially in the animal kingdom, when that snake sheds that skin, majority of the time they eat it. You know what I'm saying? They get rid of it. They don't.
Hmm.
They can't go back into the old skin. They are the new person that they are now.
Absolutely.
Um, man, when you got into how did you like? You told us how you basically got started with the real estate. What are the other what are the other parts did have you gotten into within real estate that you're currently in with, we haven't even got to the point where we talk about what's on your shirt, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
shed a little light on that.
Going into Prolific Partners, it was kind of like uh it was almost like Dre's retirement party, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because he was on the back end of his career. He knew he was, he didn't want to put up with too much of the stuff that he was already dealing with. And for me, it was like, hey, real estate is where I'm at. That's where I feel like we should head with it. We kind of put our heads together and we're like, hey, like we both know we want to do real estate. We both know where we want to go with this. So how can we create instant cash flow within real estate? Because if you buy a home, like it's gonna take years to appreciate, and unless you're flipping, it's just different. And we wanted to kind of be like the buy and hold, type of guy. So we found Airbnb and we started doing our research on Airbnb, and we knew that that was the cash flow that we were looking for when it came to real estate. So we was just like, let's try this Airbnb thing out. I was just about to move out my condo. I had a two-story condo in the Galleria, and I was just about to move out that one. So it was just like, sure, let's try it in this one. I was real good with the leasing office, and they were like, so we don't even check for Airbnb. So, as long as you don't cause a issue, like you'll be good. So after my lease ended, I renewed just so that we could do Airbnb. And when we started, hey, it was booming. I'm
Hmm.
talking about booming. And we had one unit and it was bringing in some great money, almost 10,000 a month. And at that time, right after we did that, Dre had bought the triplex. So now we got 4 Airbnbs, and hey, business was booming, booming. So then it was just like, dang, we need another unit in the Galleria. So Dre ended up leasing the unit right next to my unit, right next door. Same exact unit right next door. So now we were killing it, man. I'm talking about killing it. Um and then we took a fall. And that fall came from they ended up selling the building. Once they sold the building, that means a new management company is coming in. Once that new management company came in, they shut everything down. And we were kind of low key off the radar, but they found every last Airbnb in there and shut us down. No question asked. And yeah, we ended up having to buy to get out of that lease. out of those two leases, because they caught them within like 2 weeks apart. We had just finished moving out the other one got caught. So it was just like, yeah, we could just pack it up at this point. And then shit, we just had the triplex, and we were like, shit, we got to put this money to work somehow. And that's when we started leasing other cribs. And at that point, we were like, we're no longer doing apartments anymore. We're going straight to the homes. And then we leased a home, and then leased another one, and then leased four more, and then shit, yeah, it was just business has been booming ever since. And then we were thinking like, okay, we got the short term rentals. What can we pair with that? When people come into town, they need transportation. People rent a car every time that they fly in. So if they're gonna do that, why not rent from us? Why not have a rental car waiting at the place for them? So came up with that idea, and shit, we started killing it in rental cars. And then now it's just like, oh dang, like this is going well. This is going well. How can we keep expanding the business? And everything that we did, we made sure that it was aligned with the business. And as we were leasing all of these cribs, we had agents that worked with us, but I was negotiating the deals anyway. Before they even made contact, I knew that we could do the short term rental for the home because I had already reached out to the agents before we even brought our realtor into it. Really, all our realtor had to do was just let us in the door and draw up a lease. So when we were doing all that, that's what kind of got me into, okay, you know what? I should just get my real estate license. Wow. Why are we giving money away to other people when we could just be keeping it in house? So that's why I was like, all right, I'm gonna get my real estate license to help the business out, and then I can help other people out, you know. And after that, we were just like, fuck it. Everything is streamlined. We'll just keep everything in a line how we doing. Like, you know, it's just like what Nip said. Like Nipsey is a big man, RP Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey is a big influence on what we have going right now. A lot of his dealings, a lot of his teachings, a lot of his sayings, and stuff that really resonates with me and Dre. That's one thing that we, you know, Dre, that's my brother. Like we've been knowing each other since we was 5 years old. That's been my best friend forever. And just in our upbringing, we understand each other on a totally different level more than probably anybody understands each other. Like we understand each other. I know what's going on with him. He don't have to say nothing. And Nipsey kind of made our relationship that much better because we resonated so much with everything that Nipsey was saying. Like it's really a marathon. Like we say that all the time. Like Rome ain't built in a day. You know what I'm saying? It's a marathon. The marathon continues. And you know, Nipsey was a big driving force. Just everything he says like integrated vertically. Everything we have is integrated vertically. You need cleaners. We even have a cleaning company now, you know, but it's integrated into our company. You know,
Hey,
we
that's
need cleaners
nuts.
for our Airbnb. So why not create a business? Now we service other people's Airbnbs. We service people's residential homes. So everything we have with our business frame is just like we're a hospitality business. And that's what we call ourselves now. We're a full scale hospitality business. Because even when people come in and they come into our homes, we automatically cross market the rental cars. So once you book our home, you're gonna get a message that's gonna say rental cars in there and what we have available. On top of that, we have masseuse. You need a masseuse, we'll have somebody pull up to the crib for you. You need a chef, we got you. You need a DJ, Jones is coming, he on the way. So it's
Yeah.
just like everything that we know that people will need when they want to throw events or if they want to have an intimate setting at the homes, because when you're traveling, you traveling for peace. You traveling for things that you don't usually do. So people want massages. People they want a private chef. You know what I'm saying? People want to throw parties and have a DJ and stuff like that. So we were just like, all right, cool. Whatever they need, we got you. You need a black car service. We have somebody that can do that for you. We got people.
Man, that's beautiful, bro. That vertical alignment, like you said, man, that's very unique and very smart. It's very innovative. Part that I want to
Appreciate
kind of touch on, you know, and it's you know, they say business and family doesn't mix.
you.
You know,
Hmm.
they usually try to say keep that two separate. But like you said, you and Dre, y'all have found a way to, you know, basically shut that whole idea down. what are the difficulties or what advice would you give um on partnership? Like what insight can you give about that maybe that whole saying business and family doesn't mix. Maybe there's something wrong with the individual that says
Absolutely.
that than the other. Can you give us some insight on those characteristics or qualities that you think are behind that?
Um, I think more so it comes from the loyalty we share. You know what I'm saying? Me and Dre go way beyond the surface level. You know what I'm saying? Our loyalty supersedes mostly everything that happens in our lives. So we're able to communicate way differently than what other people may communicate. And when you see businesses shutting down, what's the main thing that they shut down for? Lack of communication, funds are not right, and differences in opinion. Um, and we make sure that we lead with that in our meetings. Like, what you got going on? What do you think about this? If this works okay, I want to go this way. What do you think about it? Oh, you don't like that? Okay, how can we kind of merge? How can we find a median? So we piggyback off each other a lot. Like when things happen, it's just like, what you think about this? He'll call me, what you think about this? And it's just like we keep that open dialogue. We're loyal to the soil, you know what I'm saying? So I think when business and just family doesn't work out, it's just because your relationship was never as strong as you really thought it was. Because things are gonna come up in business 24/7. It's bound to happen. It's how you handle them. And our friendship always remained first outside of the business. And that's why it's just so easy to have a partner, you know what I'm saying, that's really my brother. Like, shit, I'm good. Shit, I know if we got a problem, we're gonna attack the problem together. You know what I'm saying? And I know he got my back 24/7, just like he know that I have his back. So I don't know about everybody else, but for us, it's not easy, but we good. And
Yeah.
we good because we keep that open level of just communication and that respect for each other. And I think that's huge. No one man is bigger than the team.
Right.
First and foremost, I wanna apologize. We had a technical difficulty that
Yeah, we
happened
lost you,
just
big
ago.
dog.
Man, so I heard Luna finish up my question, so thank you for answering that. I'm still stuck right now on the fact that we have damn near an all inclusive Airbnb. Like that is the one of the dopest concepts that you could come out with. Like you literally capitalized on the all inclusivity that a lot of people are looking for when it comes to Airbnbs or just coming from a vacation standpoint in general, right? Like
Hmm.
I want to be able to go someplace and not have to worry about anything. You
Absolutely.
literally are giving them the option to not worry about anything.
True.
You know what's genius about this? Because if you listen to, because me and my wife, we travel, you know what I'm saying? So one of the biggest things that the one of the biggest things that is a current, like, give or take between Airbnb and hotels is literally that. You know what I'm saying? The amenities and all
They
that.
come with it.
But when
Absolutely.
you offer the Airbnb that basically does that, you're basically getting a hotel service. Hey,
And it might come with a fee,
This
but hey,
but
so does a hotel.
we got it.
It's
We
just
got it
all
right here for you.
included. It's
Absolutely.
nothing
already
wrong with
included in the
that.
hotel.
Who
Absolutely.
you're gonna be willing to pay for that luxury because I know what I'm getting. Like I know that I'm getting all of these things.
And
So
I got
I'm
privacy.
exactly. I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine with that. You have somebody gonna roll up on me and give me a massage? Let's go. Somebody
Yeah.
gonna take my dry clean. I don't gotta do. I'll just be here and
Yes,
enjoy
sir.
myself. Oh yes, let's go.
And then if we
So
got somebody available, we'll even pick you up from the airport if needed. So I mean, we got it all for
so you
you.
saying all I gotta do is just get there? I just gotta just get to the airport.
We'll take the thinking out of it for you, man.
This again is this that is probably one of the best business models. Like again
I
of all
appreciate
time. Again, I
it.
you're on a whole nother level with that mindset and that business model.
Appreciate it.
So putting and stringing all of these things together, obviously that takes a lot of planning, that takes a lot of coordination, that takes a lot of, kind of an understanding of everything that your business needs.
Mm-hmm.
Was this something that like you kind of already knew these are all the things you wanted to string together, or was this something that like as you were doing it was like, okay, I gotta add this. Oh, we gotta add this.
Mm. It was kind of go with the flow. Whatever's coming up, then it's just like, okay, we can kind of innovate ourselves in this way and kind of do this, and this might help the business in this way. So it was kind of just learn as you go. And as we kept going, we kept learning different things, different trades, different things that can excel our business. And we were just like, okay, let's implement this, let's implement that. And some things just don't make the cut, you know. But for us, just like I said, we're big Nipsey fans, and we're big on just like integrated vertically. That's one thing that he did. He did everything vertically that was in his realm of his scope of work, you know, and branding himself. So for us, it's more than just me and Drake. It's more than us, you know. It's prolific. It's about the business. It's about the brand. It's what we building. You know what I'm saying? If you go out and you do something stupid, that makes the brand look bad, you know, because we're a representation of that. So that also goes back into me looking at myself within. Like shit, if we trying to be this exclusive brand that everybody sees and people know us as this, shit, we got to carry ourselves in that way too. Are we prolific people? You know, are we living every day a prolific lifestyle? So yeah, it's just all those things that kind of like people say that no, you need to keep business and personal, but at the end of the day, they gonna collide at one point. So shit, why not just streamline it out to where you ain't gotta worry about, oh well, I don't have this hat on anymore, so now I can just do this. Like, nah, the hat is always on, no matter where you at.
Walk the walk, talk the talk.
Absolutely. Every day.
Coach White, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I don't listen to Nipsey. I don't know who he is. I'm just saying if I was that person.
Yeah.
What
I was
in the
gonna say you a
world?
lawyer, bro.
No, you trust me. You know, what
Yeah.
in the world does integrated vertically mean? If I had no idea what that meant, give me a real good Dr. Seuss version of exactly what does that mean and what does that look like?
So when he means integrated vertically, that means everything that we have going on in our business, right? And it's just like Amazon. And they're a great example for this. Amazon is integrated vertically. What did they do? They cut out every middleman they had in different sectors, right? So they were doing the books, right? Now you can get their books online and it'll be on your Amazon pad right there for you. Easy, right? They started with books. Then they went into, basically the e-commerce business. People were shipping from different carriers. People's shipments weren't coming on time. People's shipments weren't coming how they wanted it to come. So what did they do? They created their own shipping company. They created their own drop stores to where these clients that sell on their platform can drop off their products, and Amazon just ships them for them when anybody buys them. And then what else did they do? They created their own marketing plan that's outrageous. So you have music, right? People like to stream music. They created Amazon Music. They got Amazon Prime. That is a prime example of being integrated vertically. Everything that um everything I can't even think of his name right now. I kind of drew a blank. It's Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Everything that Jeff Bezos did was to solve a solution for his business. Every business that's created from the main source of income, the Amazon, when it comes to shipments, he created a genius. Oh my God, something we've never seen before. You see Amazon factories everywhere. Who has ever
Every
done that?
Popping up like
UPS
Walgreens.
UPS can't even compete with his shipping method. FedEx can't even compete with his shipping method.
they've been here
US,
U.S.
way longer.
Postal Service
you
can't
exactly
compete.
USPS can't even mess with his shipping method.
Right.
And they've been together for years and years. They've been a company for years, way before Amazon was even a thought. So how can this man just come in here and literally change the game and take it over like that? Because he was integrated vertically. And that's how it happens. So that's a perfect example of being integrated vertically. Solving problems in your business and creating businesses around your main business.
Keep the money flowing inside of the business.
Inside
Yeah,
of the
let the
business.
dollar circulate.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Gotta let it circulate within. Yes, sir.
Love that. I love that mentality because again, a lot of people don't have that mentality. If you have that newer entrepreneur, and it's funny because you were at this stage and you mentioned this earlier in the pod, that newer entrepreneur, like, damn, I got that dollar. This check look good. I'm out. I'm comfortable. And then you realize that that's not enough.
Yeah.
Like that this $10,000 is great, but it's gonna go eventually. Like I got to do something with this. So having that mindset, like you said, living that prolific lifestyle, understanding that you need to upgrade yourself and walk at a certain standard. That's how you keep your money flowing. That's how you keep the keep the momentum going that you've already established.
True. Because it's just like, so when you got that overhead and your overhead $15,000 every month, like,
Mm-hmm.
what you gonna put time in? You gonna put time into going out, or you gonna put time into this business, and let's make the business better so we don't have to worry about what's coming next month.
Right.
And
And
that's
you
what.
being a tech, being techie. I'm assuming that you've done all the tech stuff inside of the house where you cut
Absolutely.
down on that cost also because you're the one doing all that work.
Absolutely. You, everything when it comes to our cameras, our door lock systems, our back office system, our website, all of that, it's streamlined. It's easy. You know, we don't have to we don't have to worry about those things. So I even mount TV. So anytime we need to mount the TV, we're not calling nobody and paying them. I'm gonna do that shit myself.
There you go. Like I'll be there in 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's all good. That's all we got today. I bet I'll knock it out in 30. That's cool.
Perfect.
Because what that for you to learn all these things and have that much knowledge about the integrated vertically and Amazon, there has to be some type of research behind this, right? What are some things that you dove into that kind of helped you, get more comfortable with learning these things? Because contrary to belief, and maybe I may be wrong, real estate wasn't something that when you graduated high school, you knew that's exactly what I'm gonna get into,
Not at
right?
all. Not at
So
all.
how did what were the things that led you there? You mentioned the podcast that you listened to earlier, Bigger Pockets, which
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like the intro, the little push to get
Yep.
you.
Mm-hmm.
But what else was it that what other resources were you going into, books that you were reading or anything like that that kind of help your mind get vertically aligned as well?
Man, that's crazy. I actually have a list full of books, man. Let me find my sticky note. I'm a sticky note guy. Sometimes they fall. Um, one book that actually Drake put me on, and this was just speaking on just business, was Who Moved the Cheese. So I like that. I like that book. It was pretty cool. Um, a lot of self-help books that I had to read. Unfuck Yourself. That was kind of like
Yeah.
that was one of the biggest books when I read that. Just to get myself out of the crazy
Those
The
habits.
monotony.
when I felt just like when you said that you felt like, dang, am I really like this? Like there was one point in time where I really felt that I was like that. I really felt like there is no way out of this. You know what I'm saying? This is just who
Mm-hmm.
I am. This is just what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I can't make myself a better person. You know what I'm saying? And that was the self-doubt more than that was the devil creeping in. That had nothing to do with who I really was. It had everything to do with what I was putting into my brain, things that I was eating, things that I was consuming, things that I was watching. Another book I love is Atomic Habits. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think we spoke about that one before. I love Atomic Habits. The Power of Positive Thinking. That's a great book. Um, I really enjoy Rick Ross' book. he's a hustler. You know what I'm saying? You could tell in every facet. Like he speaks a lot on how trials and tribulations kind of shape a path, and he speaks about just having a solution, just being able to push past all that. Another one, I read The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. That was huge. That was a good one too. Um, and Your Next Five Moves. It's a book. I can't even remember his name right now, but he's a multi-millionaire real estate guru. Hey man, Your Next Five Moves is a good one. So those are kind of like the books that I've read over the years. Not that and I still go back through them. That's the biggest thing. Like I'll read a book, and if I feel like myself slipping in some type of way, I'll remember what this book actually gave me, the clarity it gave me, and I'll just, oh well, I need to read this book again because my mind's slipping in this way, and maybe I didn't understand this way. So let's rehash this again. And then I'm big on podcasts. I'm not a I don't really discriminate when it comes to podcasts. I want to listen to everything. If you got a real estate podcast, or if you talk about bettering yourself, or how to be better in business and stuff like that, I just kind of listen to them all. I really don't have a go-to to it. My browsing history on YouTube is kind of crazy, so it gives me all these suggestions, and I just go through and be like, okay, this one looks good. Let me click on this one, and then if I could tell within like the first 10 to 15 minutes, really like the first 5 minutes, if it's something worth listening to, and then I'll just cut it off. Let's find another one. So I'm real big on podcasts. It's huge.
That's one of the few books that you name that I have not heard of yet. This one by Your Next Five Moves.
Mm-hmm.
I have not heard of that one.
Yeah, no, it's a
This
good
is
one.
definitely on the buy list right now.
No,
I
By
just read
absolutely.
Patrick
I just wrote
David.
everything down.
And
Real talk.
I got some more that some good books that people recommended to me that I want to get to, but I haven't just got to yet. And I can send y'all this too, man. I really want to get to one book that helped shape me as a man, bro, and just help me just cut out the BS was The Way of the Superior Man. I know you read
That
that.
hey, that lit the fire under me. And you know who recommended it?
Oh,
Nipsey.
see? I didn't
Nipsey
even know that.
recommended that. Nikki, go ahead. Nipsey, go ahead on
Yeah.
YouTube. Nipsey recommended that book back in like 2019, 2020. And then it came across my feed. And I was like, man, you know what? Let me read this book.
Hey man, that book is powerful, bro.
Man,
Um,
it's crazy.
And
It's
all my
crazy that
books
you
is in my
mentioned all these books,
office.
bro.
Hey, powerful
Yeah,
dog.
I got mine right over there. Don't
Powerful
worry.
dog. Like, hey,
Full of highlights, full of underlines.
full of it. So
Man,
at
you know,
Walmart for
it's
$9. I'll be at Walmart right after this.
yeah,
it's it's
go get
crazy.
that.
It's crazy that you mentioned all these books, bro, because so I recently began to really make it a discipline of
Mm-hmm.
reading. You know what I'm saying? Like a true discipline. I got to every single day. Prior to this, I had that motivation to do it, and then it died out. And
Mm-hmm.
in 2014, I started doing this. I was like, people that I look up to as far as like when they talk, I listen. So one
Mm-hmm.
person, kind of how y'all talked about Nipsey, for me, it was Pop. So I went ahead and I looked at, all right, what books did Tupac read? All right, well, he said Moby Dick. I was like, seeing how many pages that's what? Ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? But the other one was The Alchemist. The Alchemist. And I started Googling about Paulo Coelho. Man, hey,
There it is.
yeah. I always tell people if you want a starter book of what it's like to try to understand yourself and your place in the universe, I
Yeah,
always say, man, start with The Alchemist. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? That's a really good feel good book
I
and a
got you.
very well written to where it doesn't make you have to think way too much. It's
Yeah,
very well written and it's told in a story so that the analogies and everything make sense.
Yes, sir.
that's one of the reasons why I like the 48 Laws of Power because of how it's written. It's written almost in a way where it tells you a story and then it gives you the law, right? So there it is. By the way, that's also at Walmart on also. So there's like
Yeah,
2 books let me pick up.
add them on, man.
Yes, sir. So you got any other gems before we close out our segment? Before we close out for the day,
Mhm.
you have anything, any other gems, any other things that have lit that fire underneath you, or some words of advice that you would give your younger self?
I think it all just like what I touched on before, man. I just think it all ties back to be true to yourself, man. Like that's in every facet. You know, if people want you to come to something that you don't want to go to, don't go. You know what I'm saying? Like if people are doing things that you don't want to be around, leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as humans, we take some things as what's the word I'm looking for? We take it as like I'm being shunned for something, but actually it's a discipline and a redirection that God is really like doing for you. You know, those feelings that you get, those gut instincts that you feel, that's that's all given from you from God. And he's giving you that just so that you can redirect your path and kind of understand. And this is just my opinion. You know, everybody believes in what they believe in. Everybody's spiritual path is what they have. And I respect all walks of life. But for me, I just feel like you got to pay attention to the signs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the only way you can pay attention to the signs is being true to yourself, understanding what your non-negotiables. I tell everybody, make a list of non-negotiables that you want for your life, that you want to be around, things that you want to experience, how you feel like daily life should feel, and create non-negotiables around that. And if you stick by your non-negotiables, everything else plays out exactly how it should because you're disciplined and you stand for something. That comes back to being a person of purpose. You know what I'm saying? Being a stand-up guy. But you hear that a lot. You know, people be like, "Oh yeah, be a stand-up guy," but what's the true definition of that? It's being
Mm-hmm.
true to your purpose. You know what I'm saying? That's being disciplined in so many different ways, and it's not easy. Like shit, I still struggle sometimes, and it's just the truth to it. But I'm always redirected because I have the right people around me. I have the right supporting cast. Anything, something happens, or if my girl feel like I'm slipping, she just be like, "Nah, something going on. Like you need to fix some, change that, whoop to whoop." So, you know, I know that she got my best interest at heart. You know, it's not about her, it's not about me, it's about us. It's about our team, it's about the family we're building. So, having the right people around you and the right supporting cast, like, is huge. Like, I don't even go around, you know what I'm saying, certain friends and stuff anymore just because what they do on the day to day isn't conducive to who I want to be. And it's
Mm-hmm.
no bad blood. Like I still love those people unconditionally, but I have to understand like where my life is headed. I can't be in those same crowds anymore. I can't
Mm-hmm.
be in those same environments with those people anymore because now instead of being associated with the tag of being prolific, I'm associated with the tag of being like this. And it had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with who I'm around. Right. So like I speak on just the worldly things, like that's what I got lost in, where people couldn't differentiate like who I am, who I really am, because I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And
Mm-hmm.
I had to go all in. Like, nah, 10 toes planted. This is where we at, this is where we headed. So that was huge.
Gold, bro.
Beautifully said.
Gold.
No.
Beautifully. Like I mean, we just end the podcast right now. Just right now. Just hit the off button right now. That's again just beautifully said. We gotta have you back on, Coach White, because again,
Absolutely.
we talk about when we talk about trusting the process, when we talk about like walking a certain way, this definition right here.
I appreciate it, man.
Your pictures and your pictures in the Webster's, bro. So
Appreciate it.
again, we giving you your flowers today. I thank you so much for coming on the pod, Coach Luna. Before we get out of here, sir, any closing remarks before we get out?
Man, let me stare off into space and get my thoughts together. It was a lot, man.
So this is great.
The word that I just keep hearing in my head, and I've been hearing it for the past few weeks, bro, is just humility, man. The ability to accept redirection, the ability to know that um I'm a perfect imperfection. You know what I'm saying? Um, I can I can mess up, but I can only mess up to a certain extent. And when I realize that I'm not in the path or whatever that I'm supposed to be doing, like you said, that gut feeling, when I feel that, that is a direct call from the big man to say, hey, shift, move. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I've said this on the pod so many times, like, bro, when you feel that, not everybody, I had this conversation earlier, not everybody gets that call. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like when it's on you, bro, you gotta act. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you gotta move accordingly.
You
And
got
that's
to
going, like you
understand.
said, that's gonna require some shift in the view and things like that. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with bettering yourself? You know what I'm saying? I said this earlier, and I actually told my wife this. My energies in the past I've always been a person that wanted to give, right?
Hmm.
But my energy was misdirected, meaning I was still giving, I was still doing everything, but like how she said, but my cup was empty.
Hmm. You can't pour it from the cup.
There was nothing in my cup. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? I'm boom, 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 boom. And hey man, you know what I'm saying? I'm empty.
Absolutely.
And at a certain point, there's a lot of people like that because they feel that, and for me, and I'm talking directly to myself, it was that feeling of I did not want to be left out, did not want to be, what I'm saying, forgotten. I did not want to
Same.
be, what I'm saying? I
Same.
ain't want to feel that because I hated that feeling. Like, man, I had FOMO. That's what
Hmm.
I was told for the longest. Shout out to Shelby and my wife. Like,
Yeah.
man, you got FOMO. Like, chill out. You ain't got to go out all the time.
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, I feel like I'm missing something if I don't. But
Mm.
like you said, like you would go out, you sit there, drink, boom, nothing. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You could hit that
Unfulfilled.
little gym, but you didn't have about 17 drinks, that gym gone. You know what I'm
Unfulfilled.
saying? It's completely gone.
Yep.
And I just caught a word this past weekend at church, and he was saying like, and basically what he said is you saying yes is possibly the savior for somebody else.
Mm.
So basically what I found out is just like it's just way bigger than us. It's way bigger than me. It's way bigger than you. And again, that comes back to what I said at the beginning. That's
Mhm.
humility, bro. Like, you
Yes,
know what
sir.
I'm saying? Like that's the ability to put myself to the side and say, boom. But at the same time, give myself, fix me so that I can help y'all. Because there's nothing worse in the world than a hypocrite, bro. And we all know that, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We've been like that forever since we was kids, bro. Don't have a fat coach up here telling me to don't eat I'm supposed to be eating this and that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, come on, man.
Nah, for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Talking to me with a Twinkie in your hand right now,
You
bro?
fresh
Stop.
off two double
Yeah, yeah. You
cheeseburgers.
you can't say nothing to me right now.
You
You
Stop,
gotta
fresh
bro.
off two double
fat
cheeseburgers with
boy.
extra bacon,
Yeah,
fam. Like, what
right.
we talking about? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But as you get older and you start having a little bit of humility, that's when
Hmm.
you start realizing it's not always necessarily about the person that is saying this. It's
True.
more about the message. And when I have humility, I'm able to synthesize the message for exactly what is needing to hit me and how it needs to hit me.
You have
You
that
know what I'm
proper
saying?
discernment.
And man, the fact that you've been through what you've been through, I've said this to certain people, bro. Your battle is your battle. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact, bro. Even my journey was a little extraneous, but bro, going through what you had to go through, bro, like man, you know what I'm saying? Like again, like Coach Steve said, man, that deserves pats on the back, bro. Like
I appreciate it,
there's
man.
plenty of people that have had similar stories, but still stuck in that rut, still
Mm.
stuck in that gutter, bro.
The real talk.
And again, dog, and me and Coach Steve I know he gonna put the icing on it. The biggest thing that we trying to do with this, bro, and I know you see it, and I know you can visualize, and I know you feel it. this whole thing of what we're doing with this coach life, bro, is exactly what it says. Coach life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't just about coaches or anything like that, bro. All of us that have that calling on their spirit to help other people, bro, that's a coach.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And we helping people in different areas of their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And man, I don't know how many people you just helped in their current states or past states might have been slipping, currently slipping, lost a little focus, bro. You just helped. Man, you just
Even
helped
if
so
you
many
help
people.
one,
I'm,
you
al-
help
That's all
that
you need to
one,
do.
it's a domino effect.
I'm
Every
always here
time.
to give gems, man. Anytime y'all need
Butterfly effect,
anything,
baby.
want me back on, man, just let me know. I
Or
want
you got the gym bag, Coach Luna got the dime bag. So
He just dropping nothing but gold. I'm just dropping. Yeah,
coin
I know what
purse,
you meant.
coin
I know what
purse,
you meant.
coin purse. Let me
Not the
make sure
dime bag. I
I
know what you
clarify that right. Coin purse.
We ain't dropping them type of nuggets.
Exactly. Right. We ain't dropping
Nah,
those.
for sure.
We ain't dropping
Yes,
those.
sir.
But Coach Luna, you're 100% right when we talk about what this pod is and what essentially this pod does. I want to I'm gonna tie this all up in a nice little bow right now because this whole episode has literally been on not just on what Coach White has given us and the fact of how to continue to stay motivated, continue to push through rough, tough times, easy times, right? Even pushing through easy times, right? It's not just the fact of those key lessons that you gave us. It's something else deeper that I also want to make sure that we also touch on that Coach Luna already alluded to is the vulnerability. The vulnerability to have the conversation and show everybody like, yo, this is who I am. This is where I've been. This is what I've gone through. This is the routes that I've taken. And these are the routes that you don't have to take. Or these are the routes that you can start taking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, kudos to you. Shout out to you and your prolific business because again,
I appreciate
we
it.
need more of this. We need more of this, and we talk about this every week on this podcast where Coach Luna says this all the time. Coach Wash says this all the time. I say this all the time. We're not exempt from having these issues and these problems and going through all these stuff. Like again, it's going to be difficult for us just as much as it's going to be difficult for everybody else. The only difference is that we found an opportunity to start seeking out a coach to help us get through those pieces. So again, Coach White, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, sir, and chopping it up with us. Can't wait to have you back on the pod, sir.
No, absolutely. It was a joy. I appreciate y'all for having me on, man. Y'all keep this going. This is beautiful.
All right. Before you go, Coach,
Yes, sir.
any Instagram handles, business, anything you want to go ahead and put out there, we'll make sure we also put it in our bio for
Oh,
those who
yeah.
listen.
Nah, most definitely. So the business for sure, follow us at Prolific Partners on Instagram. That's the real estate, rental cars, kind of just like I call it his own melted pot. So follow us on Instagram at Prolific Partners. If you need any real estate needs, you can follow me on my personal page. Keep them guessing _2. No G at the end of guessing. And that's KEEPEMGUESSIN _2. But yeah, you can follow me on those platforms. I don't really use Twitter. I mean, well, the new X, I don't really use that too much or Facebook, but I'm pretty active on Instagram for sure.
Awesome. Well, that's how we wrap up a podcast.
Hey man, you guys are great. Y'all killing it, man.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. We definitely gotta have you back on. We gotta get Mama White on too, bro.
Yeah. We got to give her
you,
a sneak peek, man.
you dropped a lot of gems. I can only imagine Mama White got a whole bunch of gems too that she probably could drop on us as well. So
Absolutely.
awesome. Definitely gonna be a blessing to have you back on the pod. Coach Luna, always a pleasure, sir. Again, if you like what you heard, hit that like and subscribe button if you want to hear more from your Coach Life fam. Again, as always, stay positive, my friends.
Peace.